President Biden says he has decided how the United States will respond to Sunday's deadly drone attack in Jordan. The Biden administration's decision comes as 3 families grieve the loss of soldiers killed in the attack. Sergeant William Rivers, Specialist Kennedy Sanders, and Specialist Breonna Moffett were in their sleeping quarters during the strike. They are the first American troops killed in the Middle East since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. An Iranian-backed militia based out of Iraq has claimed responsibility for the attack. Iran has denied any involvement. The drone struck a logistical support base in Jordan known as Tower 22. There have been dozens of attacks on U.S. bases in Syria and Iraq since October of last year. The U.S. has hit back with several attacks in response. President Biden has been consulting with his national security team over the past 48 hours. He was asked if he had made a decision about the attacks as he left the White House today.
Yes.
CBS News national security correspondent David Martin joins us now from the Pentagon. David, great to have your insights today. Talk to us about what you are hearing in terms of these response options, at least.
I think what we're likely to see will look more like a bombing campaign than the kind of tit-for-tat retaliatory strikes we've seen so far. President Biden says he holds Iran responsible for the deaths of those 3 American soldiers because they supply weapons to the militias which are conducting all of these attacks against U.S. troop locations. He didn't say so, but the drone that hit the base in Jordan was, in fact, an Iranian-made drone. All of that argues for going after Iranian targets as opposed to the militias, which are basically just frontmen for the Iranian policy of trying to drive the United States out of the Middle East. But at the same time, the president says he does not want a wider Middle East war. So that argues against hitting targets inside Iran. And that leaves you most likely with Iranian targets inside Iraq and Syria, Yemen as well, and going to after facilities and locations that Iran uses to support these militias. And I'm told there are a lot of targets like that in Iraq, Syria, and Yemen. So this may not be just a one-and-done strike. This could be a series of strikes.
David, let's talk about there's 3 families that are right now in mourning. It just so happens all in the state of Georgia. Do we have any information on the repatriation efforts and when these families can expect to have their loved ones come home?
Well, the Pentagon has not yet announced when the flag draped caskets will return to the United States, but we can expect them to come back to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware, which serves as the mortuary for all American servicemen. The Army has a long-standing policy that a general officer has to be on hand to greet any returning fallen soldiers. So we can expect a delegation from the Pentagon there, and of course we can expect the families there to greet them when they come home.
And David, we know that the base's air defense systems were taken offline to allow an American drone to return to the base prior to the attack. You walked us through this yesterday. How are officials working to ensure that this sort of attack does not happen again?
Well, it shouldn't have happened this time. Something went wrong. It's not like the militia figured out this clever new way of sneaking in right behind the returning American drone. Several minutes elapsed between the time that the American drone landed and the time that the enemy drone hit. And that should have been enough time to put the air defense system back online. But when the drone came in, it was just very, very low, and for a reason we still don't understand yet, it was not detected by the air defense system until it was too late, and those troops were literally caught in their beds.
Wow. David Martin, thank you so much for your insights. Much appreciated.